Right now on 9 News Mornings, climate change is taking a toll on the Colorado River. New research from the last 20 years shows just how many gallons of water we've lost. After years of fighting in courts, Boulder County just won a legal battle with its neighbor. What that means for Weld County's air quality rules moving forward. School is out, but some kids' education isn't taking a summer break.
It's fun and I play a lot of stuff. I did crafts, I could draw, and I paint.
Our Cool Schools pick goes beyond the typical summer school teaching while helping underserved communities. And the Broncos are shaking off the rust and getting back into fighting shape. We're live for the start of training camp. 9 News Mornings starts now. Hey, giving you a live look outside over Denver. Another 90-degree day in store for us, but there's a chance of rain showers a little bit later today.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Do we sound like a broken record? It's like 90s and a chance for storms every day.
Makes your job really easy.
I've heard that somewhere before. It does, and it's going to be easy right through the weekend and into the first part of next week. But then we have some monsoon moisture coming in, and that's going to cool us into the 80s, believe it or not. So again, while the country and the world are sweltering, we have an advantage here. We have just not been having that hot summer. Let's take a look at what we've got going on right now. And you can see the temperatures, 64 degrees in Denver. Really pleasant morning around here, 50s, 60s over the east. And you can see 40s and 50s for the mountains, and we've got 70s out in the west. They're a little warmer. Look at Grand Junction, almost 80 degrees right now. And you can see those showers and thunderstorms that have moved across the state, and right now they're over northern sections of the state. Fort Collins, Greeley seeing a few showers and storms, and that's what we will see this afternoon. And then we will see that severe weather, extreme northeastern Colorado. But other than that, 95 degrees, much as we saw yesterday. 92 on Saturday, 93 Sunday, 92 Monday, and how about 90 again by Tuesday?
Thank you, Ed. And right now, we are taking a live look of I-225 from our CDOT cameras and Mississippi Avenue. Things are looking pretty good for your Friday morning. You can see those northbound, southbound lanes moving nicely this morning. Now, I do want to switch things over to our main maps because we are seeing a bit of a slowdown for those in Lakewood. This is along 6th Avenue, so between Federal and Sheridan. So give yourself a couple of extra minutes. And for those heading westbound Highway 36, Denver to Boulder, it's going to be an 18-minute drive.
All right, Brianna, thank you. Breaking news overnight, a cyclist was killed in a crash involving a light rail train. This happened just before 10 o'clock at Havana and Smith. The cyclist died at the scene. Denver police closed southbound Smith Road during the investigation. We will continue to update you as we get more information.
It took crews from half a dozen fire departments to put out a fire on a farm. This happened Thursday north of Strasburg out on the eastern plains. Firefighters told us the fire started in a wheat field during the harvest. A piece of equipment actually malfunctioned. The fire burned 250 acres before firefighters could put it out. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Now, on the opposite side of the state, firefighters are trying to make progress on a fire burning south of Crested Butte. Lightning started the low-lying fire Wednesday. It has since grown to 730 acres. Still no containment. Firefighters are focusing on protecting the Eagle Ridge neighborhood right now. They are under a small evacuation order as well.
Rescuers were able to recover the body of a man who went missing on the Colorado River Sunday. Authorities got a call of 10 to 15 people trying to rescue a person from the water near Gypsum in Eagle County. One of those people had to be pulled from the water and resuscitated while a second person was carried further downstream. Rescuers searched for him for several days until finding his body about 2 miles downstream. Authorities are so far only identifying him as a 32-year-old man from Mexico.
Scientists say climate change is responsible for taking away enough water from the Colorado River to fill the country's largest reservoir. New research out of California found from 2000 to 2021, climate change led to the loss of 10 trillion gallons of water from the Colorado River and the reservoirs along it. That's enough water to fill up Lake Mead, the reservoir that's fallen to unprecedented lows over the last year. Researchers say parts of Colorado that are supposed to be covered in snow all winter are losing water about twice as fast as places that have no snow. Fortunately, our wet winter and spring are giving places that rely on the Colorado River some breathing room, but not enough to make up for decades of drought.
Speaking of drought, it is returning to Colorado according to the new drought monitor map released just this week. Right now, the western and southwestern part of the state are abnormally dry, but those are not yet considered drought conditions. That light brown sliver on the southern border is, however, at the moderate drought level. Last week, the state looked like this, abnormally dry, but no areas with drought. Colorado was actually drought-free for several weeks, but as predicted, that all looks to be changing.
Yeah, we knew
It would change fast. The beetle known as tree destroyer is now on the western slope. The emerald ash borer has been spotted in Carbondale. The pest feeds on ash trees, seriously damaging or even killing them. Arborists had also spotted the beetles in June in Littleton. The emerald ash borer tends to travel on firewood and cut down ash trees. If you spot one, you should contact your city government.
Boulder County just won a legal battle to get its neighbor to cut down on pollution. A federal appeals court sided with Boulder, making Weld County follow stricter air quality rules. So this fight started 5 years ago when the EPA said that Weld County was meeting ozone goals, but the rest of the Front Range was not meeting those goals and had to follow stricter rules than Weld County. Boulder County and some environmental groups took issue with that, pointing to Weld County's concentration of oil and gas sites. They sued and a federal court sided with Boulder. Weld County then countersued. The court sided with Boulder once again. The new decision means that Weld County will have to follow the same ozone restrictions as the rest of the Front Range.
Yeah, this is something firefighters say they're seeing more and more often. Badly made e-bike batteries exploding, fueling fires that have led to more than a dozen deaths so far this year. Fire departments and consumer advocates are pushing federal safety regulators to set mandatory safety rules for batteries and start confiscating bad batteries before they make it to people's homes.
When they catch fire, they really do explode. You do see what looks like an explosion in most of these videos when it comes to a lithium-ion battery fire, and have a working smoke alarm, right? And that gives you enough time to get out. That does not give you enough time to get out where something like this explodes in your hallway.
New York City has set a new set of laws meant to crack down on dangerous batteries, and some buildings there have banned e-bikes because of the fire danger.
Former President Donald Trump faces new charges tied to his handling of classified documents after he left the White House. The special counsel in the case added 3 charges, including 2 more obstruction charges against the former president. He also added a 3rd defendant to the case, a maintenance worker at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. The new indictment accuses Trump, his aide Walt Nauta, and the maintenance worker Carlos de Oliveira of asking a staffer to delete camera footage to block the federal investigation. De Oliveira is charged with lying to the FBI about moving boxes with classified documents. He is expected in court in Miami on Monday. Trump and Nauta, who were charged last month, pleaded not guilty.
A father and son from Highlands Ranch are facing charges tied to the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. We just got a hold of the court documents last night, and they told federal investigators it was part of a father-son trip. Court records show David Tyner and his son, Christian, drove from Colorado to Washington, D.C. and went to President Trump's rally on January 6, 2021. David told investigators they went back to their hotel, then followed a crowd to the Capitol. He claimed they didn't know what was going on and that they never went inside. But investigators say they're all over surveillance video from inside the rotunda. Investigators arrested the father and son last month. It is not clear how old Christian is, but he's apparently old enough to face the same charges as his father, including entering a restricted building and disorderly conduct in a Capitol building.